welcome to another episode of The What Show, where we talk about all things business. Today we're going to talk about Perak Transit Berhad. We had a little chat with Executive Director Datuk Cheong Pik Soy and CFO Jennifer Chin, and they shared with us a few insights on how COVID has affected their business and what their growth strategy is for the future. Now, businesses have had a year to adjust to COVID restrictions, and Perak Transit is no exception. They provide an essential service, transport, so they're likely going to be around no matter what, unless people stop taking buses, of course. How does Perak Transit make money? 56% of its revenue, with 80% profit margins, comes from its ownership and operation of two bus terminals, the Terminal Meru Raya and Kampar Central in Perak. It has a 19% market share in Peninsular Malaysia. A bus terminal makes money through advertising and promotional activities, rental from commercial space leasing, terminal fee charges, and commissions from ticket sales. The company has a city or stage bus service for Ipoh and nearby cities, an interstate express bus service, and a chartered bus service. That segment makes up 22.6% of revenue with a 13% profit margin. It's a pandemic, so who's riding the buses? Well, it doesn't matter as much as we think. Transport is considered an essential service, so despite the COVID restrictions, operations continue as usual with support from the government. Perak Transit's stage bus or city bus derives its revenue through two government programs, the Interim Stage Bus Support Fund, ISBSF, and the Stage Bus Services Transformation, SBST project. Under the ISBSF, the passenger revenue is recognized by Perak Transit and the government subsidizes any shortfall. Under the SBST, Perak Transit is paid for the cost per kilometer run. Most of the remaining income comes from its 4 petrol stations in the state of Perak. That's mainly to support its own businesses and its own buses, so we don't have to worry so much about that. Margins are small and highly regulated at 1%. All that we mentioned is recurring income. Perak Transit also makes money occasionally through project facilitation, which is basically a project consultation service. The company gets 2.5% of the total project cost as a fee. Let's get back to the main cash cow, the bus terminals. So how was this business impacted by COVID? The company provided rebates for rentals of 30% for the months of April to June 2020. And because the company had signed long-term contracts with its media agencies, its revenue from this segment was not affected. To put it in perspective, prior to the COVID lockdown, Perak Transit's Terminal Meru Raya had a footfall of 2 million passengers per annum. Bear in mind that this is the only express bus terminal in Ipoh, and there are up to 55 bus operators in the terminal itself. To further improve the footfall within the vicinity, Perak Transit is also considering building commercial properties adjacent to the terminal. For Terminal Kampar Putra, it was granted a full CCC in August 2020. The terminal is smack in the middle of a town with a large student population, with KTAR, UTAR, Westlake International School, and UTM within the vicinity. It's 8 times larger than Meru Raya and comes with a cineplex and a bowling alley to cater to the students' entertainment needs. Construction began in 2019 and is currently at 50% occupancy rate, with UTM taking up an entire floor for 3,000 students. The terminal started pulling in advertising revenue in September 2020. What are Perak Transit's growth plans? The company has 2 more hubs in the pipeline, Bidor Central and Terminal Trono. Construction work is expected to start in 2021 and 2022 at costs of 165 million ringgit and 180 million ringgit respectively. They're also outsourcing via acquisition or joint ventures with local town councils for bus terminal. To improve margins, they're looking into new tech in advertising. So what's the outlook? Perak Transit has seen a compounded annual growth rate of 20.3% over the last 4 years. Despite the MCO, net profit has improved by 2.5% due to the improved margins in other segments. For FY 2021, Perak Transit is expecting its Terminal Kampar and the recognition of income from terminal management services to boost the net profits by double digits. And that's it from us. Thanks for joining us. Remember to like and subscribe. Please comment below on what companies you'd like to see next. See you next time.